Yo, what is up, YouTube? Back with another video, and I just got some news that the NFL is actually extending the schedule to a 17 game schedule per year. You know, it's usually 16. It's been like that for a decent amount of time, and I really didn't see a problem with it. But they are adding a 17th game to the schedule, and this is how it works. So I'm going to go over how everything works, and then after I'm done talking about that, I'm going to give you my opinion on it. I'm going to give you opinions of other NFL players that have tweeted about this news. So this is how this works. So if you do not know, everything about the NFL, all you basically need to know that there are two conferences in the NFL, the AFC and the NFC. There are also 32 teams in the NFL, and if you split that in two, that means 16 games per conference, right? And within each conference, there are 4 divisions. So you take 16 teams from a conference, you split them into 4 divisions, that means there are 4 teams per division in a conference. So what this gives us are 4 AFC divisions, the AFC North, the AFC East, the AFC South, the AFC West. There are 4 divisions, 4 teams per division. That gives us 16 teams in the AFC. And the NFC, there's the NFC North, the NFC East, the NFC South, and the NFC West. 4 divisions, 4 teams per division, giving us 16 teams. There are 16 teams in each conference, giving us the total 32 teams in the NFL. So I'm guessing a lot of you know that. You probably should know that. But if you didn't, there you go. So this is a very important factor into creating this 17th game. But I need to show you how the normal schedule works. So I'm going to give a team as an example. Let's use the Pittsburgh Steelers. Why not? They're the best team in the league anyway, right? So the Pittsburgh Steelers would usually have a 16-game schedule just like every other team in the NFL. And this 16-game schedule consisted of this. So number one, like I said, there are 4 teams in a division. And, including the Steelers, that means there are 3 other teams, the Ravens, the Browns, and the Bengals. And the Steelers would play all 3 of these teams twice in the same season every year for the rest of their existence. They would play them once at home and once on the road. So that is a total of 6 games. You play each 3 teams twice. That's a total of 6 games, okay? Now, the AFC North, which is the Steelers division, would also play 1 AFC division and 1 NFC division. This alternates every single season. And, next season the Steelers play the AFC West and the NFC North. So, like I said, since there are 4 teams in a division, they would play the AFC West, which consists of 4 teams. So add that to the 6 games already played. And they play 4 more games against an NFC division, which would be, 10 plus 4, that's 14. So that is 14 of the 16 regular games that they would play, in the past. And then the 2 other games they play, this might be a little confusing for some people to get, but it's really not that difficult. So, like I said, we're going to use the Steelers as an example. The Steelers are in the AFC. They play in the AFC North. And like I said, they do play 1 AFC conference per year. Since the Steelers are going to be playing the AFC West next season. And the other 2 games on their schedule are going to be against the remaining conferences, the AFC East and the AFC South. So you're probably wondering, how do they decide which team to play against? So all that matters is your previous year's standings. Since the Steelers came in first place in the AFC North in 2021, in 2022, they're going to be playing the first place team in the AFC East and the AFC South. The first place team in the AFC East was the Buffalo Bills. In the first place team in the AFC South were the Tennessee Titans. So those are the 2 remaining games the Steelers are going to be playing next season. Let me give you another example. Let's say the Jacksonville Jaguars, they came in 4th place and they are an AFC South team. Since we established the AFC North is playing the AFC West, that means the AFC South is playing the AFC East. Okay? So, since the Jaguars are going to be playing the AFC East, they play two other games from the AFC North and the AFC West, the two divisions they aren't playing that season. Whichever teams came in fourth place in the AFC North and the AFC West are going to be playing the Jaguars, which happen to be the Bengals from the AFC North and I think the Broncos from the AFC West. So, that is how a 16-game schedule works. But they're adding a 17th game, and this is how it's going to work. So, this 17th game is going to be played during the last week of the regular season, week 18, and it is going to be against a team from another conference, okay? So, like I said, let's take the Steelers, for example. They're going to be playing a team from the NFC, since the Steelers are an AFC team. So, you're probably wondering, out of all the teams in the NFC, how are they going to decide who the Steelers play? Well, it is very, very, very simple. It might be confusing for, everyone now because no one knows how it works, but this is how it works. So, you have to look at the NFC division that your division played 2 years ago. So, going into 2021, the Steelers, AFC North, the Ravens, the Bengals, the Browns, the AFC North is going to be playing the NFC North, okay? And 2 years ago, they played the NFC West. They played the Seahawks, the 49ers, the Cardinals, and the Rams. This took place 2 years ago in 2019 to 2020. And that is the key factor. So, all that matters is the division from the other conference that your division played 2 years ago. Let me give you another example. The NFC East, including the Eagles, Cowboys, Giants, and Washington football team, assuming that we're talking about the year 2021 to 2022, 2 years ago from that season, the Eagles played the AFC East, including the Patriots, Dolphins, Jets, and the Bills. So that means that one team from the AFC East is going to play another team from the NFC East. So, yeah, we're going into the 2021 to 2022 NFL season. Here's a visual of the divisions that played each other. Of course, outer conference divisions that played each other in 2019. So, these are the divisions that are going to be playing each other in this week's 18, 17th game of the year, new game. But how do you decide which team plays which? And this is quite simple. So like I said, the AFC North, they're going to be playing the NFC West because that is who they played 2 seasons ago. So all that matters now is what place your team came in the previous season. Looking at the AFC North, last season, the Steelers came in first place, the Ravens came in second place, the Browns came in third place, and the Bengals came in fourth place. We look at the NFC West, the Seahawks came in first place, the Rams came in second, the Cardinals came in third, and the 49ers came in fourth. So if you think about it, the first place teams are going to play the first place teams, second place teams, fourth place teams, fourth place. You get the gist, right? So that means in 2021 to 2022, the Steelers are going to be playing the Seattle Seahawks. The Ravens are going to be playing the Los Angeles Rams. And the Browns, they're going to be playing the Cardinals. And the Bengals, they're going to be playing the 49ers. Another example, like I said, the NFC East, including the Eagles, the Cowboys, the Giants, Washington football team, they are going to be playing teams from the AFC East. Last season, the Washington football team came in first place, the Giants came in second place, the Cowboys came in third place, and the Eagles came in last place. We look at the AFC East, the Bills came in first, the Dolphins came in second, Patriots came in third, Jets came in fourth. So you match it up, that means the Bills play the Washington football team, the Dolphins play the Giants, the Patriots, they play the Cowboys, and the Eagles, they play the Jets. So I think that's pretty easy to understand. But there's only one more question that needs to be answered. Who gets home field advantage in this game? So if you think about it, there are 17 games, meaning that's an odd number. So, one team is going to get 9 home games and the other team is going to get 8 home games. So they need to make it fair. So what they're going to do is the AFC is going to host every home game for this Week 18 matchup against the NFC rival in this year. The next year, the NFC is going to host. The year after that, the AFC is going to host. The year after that, the NFC is going to host. So it's just going to keep going like that forever and ever and ever and ever. So yeah, that is basically how this game is going to be added to the schedule. Personally, I think it's kind of unique. I thought this concept would be nice to add, but now thinking about it, I don't like it. I just don't see the fairness in that, a team gets 9 home games compared to 8 home games and vice versa. I think it kind of screws over the conference that's on the road that year. And at the same time, I think they're putting this game at Week 18 every season. It's going to be the last game of the year. And what's the point of even having it, Most of the teams, they're already going to be, locked in the playoffs. Some of the teams are going to lose on purpose for tanking reasons. And if you're going to have this game Week 18, it should be against the same division members because, playoff standings and that kind of stuff. But at the same time, I think it's a unique concept, but I'm not a fan. And either is Alvin Kamara, who had this to say about it. Yeah, that's right. So I don't think NFL fans are going to be fine with this. I do believe they're going to have maybe the same amount of preseason games, 4. I hope they reduce it to 3 or 2 because that many preseason games is just such a bad idea. And if with that logic in mind, the Super Bowl is going to be postponed 1 week or moved 1 week back compared to its normal, Sunday, the first Sunday of February. So that is it. Comment down below your opinions on this. Honestly, not a fan. Maybe I'll be a fan, but I'm not. But that's it. Hope you enjoyed. Adios.